Okay.
Okay. Well,
Got it.
It's going, so we can just start whenever.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
Say hi.
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 I'm Kelly.
And I'm Nick. And we're two dumb blondes. So, I don't know why I feel you're making me nervous.
I don't get behind the camera ever. Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, I'm a very unpopular YouTuber. I run a channel called Drippy Ghost, where I cover analog horror, but I also love covering crazy Reddit stories, which is what we're going to cover here today, right?
Yes.
So you say you listen to those types of podcasts, right?
Yeah. Nick got me hooked on the smosh Reddit podcast. I've been listening to that in preparation of this. So yeah, I've heard some crazy ones.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what you picked out.
I brought some from everywhere, so.
I don't really know how to search the depths of Reddit.
I don't either.
So.
That's why I listen to podcasts that read them for me.
There's some crazy people out here.
Right off the bat, we're siblings, so shut up. So kind of an icebreaker to get us into it. Have you ever seen the second SpongeBob movie? Sponge Out of Water.
No.
The one where they're 3D and they get superpowers.
No. I literally passed that on Netflix and we watched the trailer and I was like, I can't.
I want you to watch that movie because it is hilarious.
Is it good?
Okay, so I'll say in terms of the SpongeBob show now, like currently, sucks because it's gone on too long. Like it should die. But the original SpongeBob movie and the second one are great. The first one's the best, but the second one, I was surprised how much I liked it.
The first one is just iconic.
And the second one is too. But the first one is like a meme factory. Like everything is a meme.
I almost just don't like how it's like 3D, how they changed the animation.
That's the thing. 85% of the movie is 2D. The last like 10 minutes are the 3D portion.
Oh, really?
There's only like 10 minutes at the end where it's in 3D. The rest is all 2D, all underwater, all normal SpongeBob. And it is so funny.
I'll have to give it a shot then.
You really should. Like
well, because I thought after somebody died or something, one of the people on there.
Steve Hillenburg. He's the creator.
Yeah.
So
didn't it become just not what it was?
So the creator, Steve Hillenburg, God rest his soul. The first SpongeBob movie, he wanted that to be the end of SpongeBob. Like he planned for that to be the conclusion to the show.
Yeah, the first one?
Yeah, the first movie. Like that, he wrote and directed that movie and planned it to like send SpongeBob off in like the greatest way. He's a manager, the Krusty Krab 2, SpongeBob's done. Move on to the next project, which I think should have been the case, and then it would have been like this perfect little show. I mean, there was some good stuff after that, but he came back. He left Nickelodeon after that, but came back to direct the second movie.
Oh, so he's not dead?
No, he's dead. That movie came out in 2012.
Oh, so he's still
dead.
He still directed that movie, but he's
before he died. Yes, he died.
Okay.
Shortly, like he died a while ago, but like it was right after that second movie came out. Like he came back to help direct it, and his like the co-founder of Paul Tibbett, he was like his second in command. They came back to Nickelodeon to do the second movie, and it really shows because their personality is all over it, and it's the jokes are on point and everything. So go check that out. Go watch the second SpongeBob movie. You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I'll have to watch it too.
Okay. Do you want to grab your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom.
How would she say?
No, she just sent it to me.
Oh.
She just sent me a picture of the gas prices in California.
Why?
And just said gas prices.
That's Mom. Gas prices. That is correct. Did you watch the video she sent of the boogie boarding, the remote control boogie board? It's so. I got it right here. It's literally a fake Barbie doll on a little boogie board that someone's controlling with a remote control. It's so stupid.
that's not a real person.
No, it's like a Barbie doll on a little boogie board with a motor.
Oh my god.
All right. Our mom's gas prices. All right. This one is from Am I the Asshole? So, am I the asshole? My husband has accused me of financial infidelity. Have you heard this one?
It sounds familiar. But they all kind of
sound that way at first.
Sometimes.
It might ring a bell because this one is
I guess we'll find out.
Yep. All right.
We'll see.
Husband, 33 male and female 33. We've been married for 10 years, together since college. Since starting out, we have made financial security a priority and have been able to achieve that, albeit some good luck along the way. We both have good jobs, paying close to $2K each. Student loans were paid off within a few years. Both went to state schools with some scholarships, so didn't have a lot of debt to begin with. We live in a house I inherited from my grandmother, no mortgage, don't have any credit card debt. We maxed out our 401ks and currently have 18 months of expenses in our emergency fund and still adding to it. Our cars are both paid off, and we should be good for another 5+ years, and we don't have any other debts or children.
Okay.
So they're the luckiest people in the fucking world.
Yeah, what?
We manage our finances in a hybrid manner. Joint accounts for bills and savings, and separate accounts for our fun money. We each get a pretty generous monthly allotment. The fun money is strictly for our individual expenses, hobbies, clothing, outfits, outings with friends, etc., and not for things like date nights, vacations, or larger joint purchases like household appliances and repairs, which come out of the joint account. We also agreed that if either of us gets any bonuses or has any side hustle income, those go into our individual fun money accounts, unless the funds are needed for a larger expense such as a major home repair or an emergency. In terms of fun money, my husband is much more of a spender than I am due to In terms of fun money, my husband is much more of a spender than I am due to expensive hobbies, in particular golf and collecting sports memorabilia, and he also is more into designer clothes. I'm sorry, but golf is such a stupid sport. I'm sorry. I mean, it's fun, but like, why do I have to get dressed up to sweat? I played golf in high
golf
school.
is a rich sport.
It is. Like,
golf is absolutely a rich sport.
I will say golf is fun when you're with the right people. I just wish there wasn't like a hoity-toity vibe to it. Like,
yeah, because you got to pay like $100.
Yeah, it's
go into the country club and play a round of golf.
Yeah, that's my hot take on that. But
yeah, but
yeah. Anyway,
I guess you can make fun of it.
That's his fun money, so he's able to spend it however he likes. On the other hand, my hobbies are a lot less expensive: running, working out, reading, baking. In general, I'm more introverted, and a great time for me is tea with friends in one of our homes or with homemade pastries. I've also been getting back into gaming lately, and after setting it aside for much of the past decade while building up my career, and after realizing I had a lot more than enough money in my fun money account, I decided to completely overhaul my gaming setup. I got myself a brand new PC, a desk, and gaming chair, a total cost of about $5,000, which that's not bad. That's actually pretty good, affordable price for a gaming PC setup. Like, you could spend
for the chair and
yeah,
everything.
Like for every that's actually a really good price for all that. Because honestly, like, people can spend up to like $15,000 on a gaming setup for like the highest quality stuff.
Bad for something like that.
She could have afforded that.
Yeah.
It sounds like they have like all the money ever.
Sounds like they could definitely afford it.
God, to live debt free, man, that sounds great. The dream. However, upon hearing about my purchase, my husband was furious. He said he had no idea I had saved so much money and that I should have consulted him before spending $5,000. I asked what difference it made if it was my own accrued money or my own fund money and not our joint fund. He said he insisted that my accumulating this amount without telling him was a form of financial infidelity. He said he lost trust in me and doesn't know what else I might be hiding. He demanded that I return the items I purchased and deposit the money back into the joint account. and that I can't accumulate more than $2,000 and that any expenses goes back into the joint account. A rule that would obviously favor him as a person who spends most of his allotment each month and instead of saving it up for anything bigger like I was doing. I feel like I am being punished for being more of a day-to-day saver than a spender. It wouldn't occur to me to determine to know how much my husband has in his fund money account or try to micromanage what he spends it on. I wasn't hiding anything deliberately either. He never asked me about what I was doing up until I made the purchases. Still, maybe I should have been more transparent about my plans. Am I the asshole? No, you're not.
No. Your husband's a selfish bastard.
No, your husband's a dick. Because one, he plays golf, so I'll automatically think there is like he's already half douchebag for me, but like that can sway me either way depending on your personality. Like if I meet you and I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm an avid golfer. My stereotypical brain goes, douchebag. But you can win me over if you're cool in other ways. Like, okay, you're just into golf, but like that's just my bias.
Yes, likes golf and sports memorabilia.
I know, but that's different. That's her boyfriend, but like he's a cool guy otherwise though. He's nice and he's cool to hang out with, and he doesn't like obsess over that stuff. That's just for funsies. But it sounds like that's everything that this guy does is just golf and have designer clothes. So he's just out there in his Gucci outfit golfing.
Yeah, no, he's just being a dick.
Oh yeah.
And he's mad that she spent their fun money on something that she finally wanted instead of something that he wanted, and he got mad about it.
Exactly. And there is an update to this one as well. But we'll read some comments first. Not the asshole. He sounds super controlling and greedy. My wife and I manage our finances in a similar way, so she spends her money on whatever she wants, and I blow mine on our outdoor stuff and video games like I like. We have a joint checking and savings for household expenses, kids' vacation, etc. I had to sit him down and tell him how he chose to spend his own money in his business. I'd sit him down and tell him how he chooses to spend his own money in his business and how you'd spend yours in your business. He agreed to write this arrangement, so things don't, this is just about their life. So this comment saying that they wrote up an agreement saying like, this is how we'll spend our money. Yeah. And even that, I feel like having like, if you're a couple and you're having to like write out agreements for like sharing money, I feel like is weird.
Yeah. I mean, I understand like writing out a budget for each other, like for both of you so that you can, save money in places where you need to. That's understandable. That's smart. But I mean, it's like if he's the only one who gets to spend the fun money, then what's the point? And it's not even like he's the only one making the money, so he can't even call the shots. She also contributes.
Okay.
She makes just as much money as him, right?
Yeah, they both make $200,000. They both make $200,000 a year, so they're making
So that's also her money
a year. That's so much.
So that's also her money that she deserves to spend on what she wants. They all obviously can afford that,
right? And like
just spend randomly. So
and I'm thinking,
why not?
I'm thinking also like he's a spender, and like I'm also thinking like if 5,000 is that much of an issue for him, and for them 5,000 isn't a crazy amount. It sounds like.
Yeah. No.
What is he hiding? What kind of debt? What kind of trouble is he in?
Yeah. Because
I forgot what the update to this was. So.
Oh.
Because it's. Oh, right. But that's my initial thought is that there was something wrong. Like he's like in debt with like people that'd be like, hey, you better pay us back. We'll break your kneecaps kind of thing. Like he's like, put the 5,000 in there. Hurry. Yeah. Like I'm broke. Hurry. All right. Anyway, here's the update. My husband finally calmed down enough to have a conversation with me. As many others who provided comments suggested, it wasn't really about the money, but a window into a larger issue into our relationship. Essentially, my husband has been feeling increasingly unhappy with me for a while for the following reasons. Buckle up. In general, he feels like he's a lot more committed to his career development than I am to mine. It's true that although we currently have about the same income, the ceiling for his field, finance, so he's a finance bro, is a lot higher than the one of mine, tech and software dev. He's currently in an executive training program, and I am decidedly not. He's feeling resentful that he is having to work long hours in a high-pressure environment while I get to work primarily at home doing something that is fun and fairly easy for me, and I'm not stretching myself to do more. He's concerned that over time, these resentments are going to build and that I'm not going to end up pulling my weight financially if he takes huge leaps in his career and I don't. That's reason one. He remarked that getting back into gaming a few months ago, I have been putting a lot less effort into cooking. I nearly do all the cooking because I work at home and have an easier schedule. And this is true. And I have been fixing up... It's true that I have been fixing up simpler meals. Things like grilled chicken salads or chili with cornbread instead of the elaborate meals with fussier foods and several sides. He has also noticed that I have not been doing the elaborate table settings I used to with flowers, the table, and fancy placements, etc. Honestly, I didn't realize he had noticed or cared about this, but apparently he does. Acts of service are one of his main love languages, so overall he's feeling a bit neglected because of this. That's reason 2. Right. He also feels I'm not putting in enough effort into my appearance. It's not in terms of weight or body. I'm a long distance runner, so I'm pretty slim. But in terms of things like clothes, hair, etc. It's true that I never paid much attention to these things given that I work at home in tech and the standard for appearance is extremely low and I far exceed that. I tend to buy simple, practical clothes and at places like Target or Walmart. I don't wear much makeup or keep my hair in a simple ponytail. I do glam up more for date nights or fancy occasions. But most days when he comes home from work to find me in a t-shirt and yoga pants with no makeup on, he wants me to make more of an effort. The bottom line is that because of all these things, he's starting to notice other women. He says he hasn't cheated, but he's noticed other people because he's regularly disappointed in me. And practically given that he works in finance, there's a good number of very career-oriented type A women who manage to have fantastic bodies, but be effortlessly polished and glam and have more interesting hobbies. He also says he feels horrible about all this because he knows I am a good person and that he is being judgmental. Hello. That it is not so much that I've changed, is that his own goals and expectations have changed in the past couple of years. The financial infidelity came into it because he feels I'm not really investing into our relationship, thus cheating on our future in a sense. He also says he loves me enough to be honest. I do believe he isn't trying to be hurtful. I really had to drag this all out of him, that he doesn't want us to drift apart further, that he doesn't want to be angry and resentful, and he knows that he's asking for a lot. I am indeed conditioned to be very people-pleasing, but I want to try doing these things not out of a reason that I think that I should do them for the betterment of our marriage, but more that the goalpost will continue to move farther and I will never actually achieve what he is asking for. So, wish me luck.
Damn. Well, we're both people pleasers.
Very much.
I definitely understand where she's coming from, that she's trying and that she maybe wants to hear him out, but then after reading all the comments, she's like, nah, I deserve better, which you do.
Yes.
Absolutely don't deserve that. What sucks is some of these men sometimes in these relationships have so much pride to where they can't communicate, and then they let things build up and build up and build up, and then they're in their head all of a sudden they're justifying she doesn't know how to, she's not putting on a dress for me anymore, she doesn't look good for me anymore, so I'm just gonna look at other
Hi. What do you need, Bob?
But it just gets to the point where he's like mad because he's like, you're not doing these things that I've made up in my head that I'm not actually communicating to you. Like, I want you to dress a certain way or act a certain way. Or
So this is from a year ago, and what sucks is a lot of these I see like the manosphere influence. Like, it always makes you think like, okay, what kind of media are you consuming? What is changing your mind? Like, what is making you think this way? Because it's
that
just
makes me sad because it really does.
Because like you all have the perfect setup. No debt, making shit ton of money. Like, is it? I feel like he is secretly very depressed because like he has this great life, but like he still feels unfulfilled. So he's trying to find these little things to like drive him to get more. But like, what else is there?
Accuse your wife of financial infidelity whenever you spend more money than her.
And the fact that he's like, oh, I noticed other women, I could cheat on you, like as a threat.
Like at the end of the day, why? I just don't understand like why it can't get to the point before it even gets to that point where you build up all this anger. Just be like, hey, honey, I have some things that I've been thinking about. Can we talk about them? Like a normal, healthy, like communication.
Because I would say somebody who is like going down the Andrew Tate route and is like in that mindset, like the trad, like who wants to do the trad wife thing and like wants that lifestyle, which isn't a real thing and doesn't actually exist in today's culture. It's just, if I can give someone the benefit of the doubt, if they are curious about this, but they go to their partner and say, hey, how do you feel about this? And once they hear the stupid words coming out of their mouth, go, oh, now that I'm talking about this out loud, I can see how like ridiculous it sounds. But
yeah, well, if they're coming from the manosphere or whatever,
I've heard that
like
term,
Andrew Tate, well, then they're long gone. If they can let that persuade them like that and let them think
it's
that way,
and
I'm an alpha and I'm better than you,
because I think
type shit. That's just,
and it's crazy because I always think it's like people in like their early 20s who are just like easily influenced, but these people are 33.
No, that's what the crazy thing is. Like people be crazy.
Yeah.
Some people don't even ever figure out themselves until they're like 80 years old, you know?
I mean, I'm still figuring myself out. Like, well, okay. Update 2.
Figure out how to be a kind person. Especially
yes.
to those who love.
Yeah. You ready for the final update?
Another update?
It's just as long.
Oh, God.
It gets even.
Hope that they're divorced or something.
Okay. So the more I thought about it, the more his requests and demands seemed really, really sitting poorly with me. So I decided to try my little experiment over the weekend to see what would happen if I tried to meet his demands. Again, not because I wanted to, or that they were any way reasonable, but because I increasingly had the sense that the goalpost, like I said, would continue to keep moving, that I was playing a losing game. So Saturday morning, I went to the salon for a glow-up. Haircut, fresh highlights, mani-pedi, the works. Then went to the farmer's market, picked up fresh flowers for the table, assorted all of the gourmet ingredients. Saturday is usually our date night out, but I suggested we stay in so I could make us a special dinner. Steakhouse style. Lobster bisque, bread basket with several types of rolls, savory muffins from scratch, crab stuffed mushrooms, filet mignon, all gratin potatoes with white chocolate mousse topped with raspberries. Oh my God, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, girl,
you did all that?
You didn't have to go that all
Oh
out.
My Lord.
You didn't deserve that.
I wore lavender, his favorite color on me, sleeth dress and high heels and fully done hair and makeup for all that I got for that was a lukewarm thanks. It was tasty and a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, no.
Of course, I did all the serving and all the cleanup. Sunday, we usually go out, but he suggested I make us brunch at home. So I made French press coffee, mimosas with fresh squeezed orange juice, Belgian waffles with bananas, Foster topping, eggs scrambled with Parmesan, fresh herbs from our garden, roasted fingerling potatoes, and maple glazed bacon. I wore blue sleeveless sundress, wedge sandals, and again did my hair and makeup, and again I got a thanks, it was good, and no help at all. Jesus. Afterward, I asked if this is what he had in mind when he was critiquing me before. He said that it was a start, but that I was acting very entitled for wanting credit for basic adulting. He then dropped a bomb that he was being so hard on me because he recently had a lot of... Wait. Oh, sorry, I misread. He dropped a bomb that he was being so hard on me because he had realized lately that I had a lot to make up for due to me being a low-value woman.
Yeah. He's definitely looking at Andrew Tate's Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I asked what on earth he meant by that, and he said it was because I wasn't a virgin when we met. And then she wrote in all caps, "What?" I'm sorry.
What?
Oh wait, how long? They've been together for 10 years, so early 20s they got together. Who, in today's culture, who the hell is a virgin in their 20s? Name me one person. I mean, I know they're out there, which if that's your choice, that's fine. If you want to do that, more power to you. But like, it's not like a thing to remain a virgin until you're married. That's not culturally a thing anymore.
I was a virgin until I was 21, and that was weird. Like, people found out, and they were like, what? Like, why? And I literally had no other reason than just I didn't want to. Like, I wanted it to be special for me.
This guy would have been all over you. And that was it.
But, like, I wasn't, like, saving myself for anybody. I wasn't, like...
Yeah, but you were waiting for the right person.
Right. Yeah. Like, I was... But, like, it wasn't, like...
It's good to be picky
like,
about
saving myself for
the one person.
For the one person that's gonna, like, my husband.
Yeah, but, like, you wanted... Like, I think you and I are a similar boat in that way. Like, I mean, I lost my virginity at 16, but that was my choice. Yeah, you hear me right, Stormy. But like, that's because I had a girlfriend who became my wife, and I think the thing is that I also crave a connection because I view like sex and stuff as something very intimate. Like, I have to know that person. I need to get to know them because doing one night stand kind of stuff just isn't my speed either. So like I also agree, like, waiting to find somebody you have a connection with is a good thing, but like to have that as a prerequisite I can't talk, but like to be told that a decade later into your relationship, that's not fair.
That's the thing.
She can't control that.
It's what happened before your relationship is never fair to bring up. Like, you are coming together now to be in a relationship, so what you did before you were together in that relationship, like,
right? Unless it was murder. Unless murder.
Right. but I mean, just like exes and stuff like that. It's
Yep.
They're with you now, so and they're married. They're married.
Exactly.
So
there's a little bit
that
more.
That definitely shouldn't be
all right, the last
problem.
The last bit of the story. All right. Dude, can I help you?
Are you hungry? I know you're very hungry.
We can pause. The last bit. All right. So after that low value woman comment, she says, "Keep in mind, we started dating at 21. Neither of us claimed to be virgins or stated that as an exception, except for very religious people. Neither of us are religious, and I don't think that most 21-year-old college students are virgins. I was upfront with him, and then I had two previous partners. My high school boyfriend, we went our separate ways when we went to college in different parts of the country. I also had another boyfriend my first year of college, and it was very casual, and it ended on mutual terms. He then went on to say that because of my low value, I was going to need to be making up for it to him for the rest of my life. That I didn't deserve monogamy or equal treatment, and that I was lucky that anyone at all wanted to marry me, and that he is connected with someone from work, and so if I wanted to keep him, I better step up. I told him I didn't sound like there was anything to keep if he no longer loved me or even liked or respected me. I told him to leave, and he said he would gladly go stay at his girlfriend's house. So he was cheating on her already.
Oh, at his girlfriend's house.
Yeah, he was already cheating.
Okay.
He was connected at someone from work.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that sucks. I'm really sorry, girl.
I feel like...
Because she sounds nice, and she sounds like she was, like, trying to make this work, and she was, like, testing it, but then he was just like, yeah, no, like...
Do you think that he's just saying all this shit just to end his marriage and, like, be with his, like, mistress? Like, I'm just going to blow up my marriage, but I don't actually believe this stuff?
Yeah, no, but I think he definitely believes it, too.
Like,
if he's saying it.
Like, all of this is, like, very detailed. Like, I feel like on one hand,
probably,
he also wants it to end so he can be with his girlfriend, but you're right.
Also, it could be that his girlfriend, like whoever he found, is into that kind of stuff. And so he's like,
a medium value.
She, provides all this misogynistic stuff for me and you don't. So.
Or maybe she doesn't, or maybe he's putting on a ruse for her too. And then, like, I've heard so many stories of, like, once, like, they're married, like, they just switch and they're finally like, I got you. I'm going to be this misogynistic asshole now. Like, I expect you to quit your job and have kids. And even though people are like, I don't want kids and I want to work and I don't want to do that. But once they're married, the guy who they think is on, like, same values all of a sudden just goes, yeah, no, I actually thought you would change your mind once we got married. Like, I don't understand why marriage is such, people think it's like your whole, like, you just change as a person. Like, something written down on a piece of paper does not immediately change your values. Yeah, no. Like, it's so stupid.
It has to be like, I love you so much that I just want the whole world to know it kind of thing. It's like, not like
in today's...
Maybe our relationship will get better once we get married.
And honestly, and a lot of people in our generations don't get married. They just are together.
Right.
Like,
because...
And a lot of people just get married sometimes just for the tax benefit. That's it. Like, there's really no need to, unless you need to do it for like financial or like important documentative purposes. Like,
right.
What's the point?
There is no point.
It's a construct. Like
yeah, no.
Time.
I mean, I just want the opportunity to have a big party.
Yeah, just have a
with
fun
all my
celebration.
Friends and family.
It's
That's fun.
Culture changes.
But otherwise, like, I don't think being legally married means anything anymore.
Not really. Like, I'm still legally married, but we're separated, so. And we don't consider ourselves married, though.
Right.
We're just lazy. I just haven't gone to the courthouse yet.
Yeah.
To file the paperwork.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. But that's all for that one.
Well, that sucks. Yeah, I feel bad for her. She seems, but she's making good money. Go spend that money on your PC, girl.
I mean, I
know
you
deserve it.
Yes, you do. And pay for a lawyer and just go. I mean, like, it sounds like you already know your answer. So
he doesn't need to be a part of your life anymore anyway.
Yeah. So she has a bunch of other updates, and her most recent one was from a year ago, and it says post-divorce update. And so it's just,
let's go.
There's a lot more, and it just kind of gets into like the nitty-gritty details, but I don't really know.
Well, I hope she's doing well.
It sounds like she's doing okay.
Cool.
Well, next story then. All right, I have two. I don't know if you've heard this one, so if you have, we can do a different one, because this one is from True Off My Chest. My husband is cheating on me with my best friend.
I don't know if I've heard it.
All right, then we'll get into it. All right. I am honestly not sure where to start, so I guess I'll just start. My husband and I have been dating since I was 19 and he was 22. We've been married for 6 years now. And also, I should add, this is not an am I the asshole question. It's just someone getting something off their just getting something.
Just talking about
something.
something?
Just talking about it, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we've been married for 6 years now, and we have 2 kids, and I am 6 months pregnant with our third. 2 years ago, I found out my dad has stage 3 colon cancer. My dad is my only parent, as my mom passed away when I was 12. He's my favorite human, and life without him doesn't seem as colorful. His laugh his laugh is contagious, and he gives the biggest bear hugs when I see him, and it makes all of the broken pieces feel like they are fit perfectly together again. Whenever I have a hard day, he doesn't poke or prod. He just lets me vent and listens. About 5 months ago, we discovered the treatments aren't working for him, and in direct quote from the doctor, they said months, not years. Aww. Since he's gotten progressively worse and now is losing memory, he looked at the dog he looked at the dog he got for me on my 21st birthday and said, "Wow, that's a nice dog. Where'd you get it?" My husband has been an absolute rock. He has been there for me, holding my hand and helping me through this. He's been so loving and attentive to my kids and I. Don't get me wrong, I am a mother first always. I don't allow myself to wallow. My kids are still loved, cared for, played with, and I haven't let my load slack around the house. Once my dad got his update on his prognosis, my husband encouraged me to quit my job. About a month later, we discovered that we were pregnant again, and I still hadn't quit my job yet. I kept holding out for some reason. After finding out I was pregnant again, he assured me it was okay to quit my job and that I honestly would save a small fortune on daycare costs anyway. So I did it. I quit my job. My best friend and I have been friends since diapers. Her family is like my family and vice versa. My mom and her mom grew up together as well. We have always been solid, and right after my dad's appointment, we found out he had so little time left. I drove straight to her house and she held me while I cried for hours. If there was a soulmate out there in friend form, she was mine. Thick as thieves is what my mom used to say. This morning, as I was up with my 3-year-old, he's sick, my husband's work alarm was going off. He has a few of these set, so I turned it off and gently woke him up. He said he was up late working, so he took the morning off. He rolled over and went back to sleep. As I went to turn off the remaining alarms, I saw a text from my friend on his lock screen, and it said, "I'm assuming that there isn't an angry pregnant lady on my doorstep that you haven't told her about us." Time froze in that moment. I took his phone and walked away and just read their conversations. 4 months. 4 is in like the number 4. 4 months. This man has been fucking my best friend. 4 months, these people have been lying to my face. And I know what you're going to say. You should have seen the warning signs. But I've been clutching this phone in my hand for 2 hours and nothing. He has been so loving and attentive to me. As he has always been, so kind and gentle. There has been no late work nights except for once in a blue moon, and there has been no lingering touches between them or even glances. They act like they act the same. They have been acting the same since the day I introduced them. How sick is it that she calls him her brother, but she screws him? I know so many people get a moment of clarity in these situations, but like this, I have none. Aside from being sad about my dad, I haven't changed. I'm still a loving wife and mother. I still doted on him and my children. I talked about him and how he was doing and how was his day every freaking day. I haven't allowed the ground to swallow me whole. I know what I have to do now, but I just don't want to do it. I am about to lose my family and my support system in one blow. I'll confront him tomorrow. Today I just need at least 24 hours of peace. As for her, I won't give her the satisfaction of a response. I don't care why she did it. She did it and it's done. I was always the friend who cleaned up her messes. After today, I will cut her out of my life and she will never matter at all. This has been the hardest storm I've ever weathered, but damn it, I know I will sail through it, if not for me, but for my children. Jesus Christ. Especially with your dad going through cancer at the same time.
It really, like, these kind of stories scare me because it's just like reassurance that people out there are really shitty.
Yes. And
even if they fucking love you and they're part of your family, your husband and your best friend, the person that's been your best friend. Like, I can't even imagine thinking about my best friend of my whole life like like having an affair with my partner or like my husband, that I would be like, sayonara, I'm leaving, I'm getting out of here. Like, what the fuck is this life?
It's scary how she's going through like all of her memories, and she's like, I can't find a red flag. Like, that's scary to me.
Yeah,
like how good they are at it.
Manipulative to like do that so secretively and for nobody to get any hint that it's any other way. That's scary.
There's a big update.
Oh God.
A big update. All right, you ready for this?
She's pregnant.
Well, she already is pregnant, yeah.
It's his.
Yeah. The OP's not cheating.
No, her friend, the best friend is also pregnant.
Oh, that's what you think?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good prediction. Oh my goodness.
So sad that you're not the star of the show.
Do you want to sit right here?
You can sit right there and be the star of the show. Yeah, you just want to
take a seat, little lady. A little bit of a breather with the dog from settle your emotions. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm here with a much-awaited update. For time's sake, here's the context and here's the names that she has given to all the characters that are going to be involved.
Oh, so this is gonna be okay.
Yep. So mother-in-law and father-in-law. Those names will be Ruth and Joe. Ex-best friend's parents, Angie and Bob. Ex-BF, Jess. Ex-husband, Tyler, and then the ex-brother-in-law, Jake. All right. And I'll just refer to my dad as Dad. Here are a few things I want to go through just to summarize as best as I can. And if you have any questions, I'll answer as best I can in the comments as well. To get this out of the way, because to me it feels important. Yesterday, I scheduled a same-day appointment with my OBGYN and got tested for just about every STD and STI out there. That's smart.
Yeah.
I got the results back, and they were all negative. There's a few that take up to 2 weeks to get the results back for, and I'll be waiting on those. When I met with my lawyer, I bought everything on my end financially wise, including the wills from both my dad and my mom, and I managed to get my hands on his financial documents. He stores it in his office in a locked box, and I also brought over everything we had set up financially for my children. While I'm not totally sure if it's everything, I am pretty confident I got most of it. My lawyer was happy. I managed to get my hands on that much. Ruth even handed over her will to me from both her and Bob to ensure I was taken care of in the divorce. That's his parents.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. No, that's the friend's parents. That's OP's friend's parents.
Okay. They did what?
They handed over their will and saying that OP is now in their will to be taken care of instead of their own daughter.
Oh, wow. Because their daughter did that?
Yeah, because their daughter cheated. So
that's crazy.
Right. My lawyer is understanding I am wanting a divorce immediately. However, she wants to make sure she is thorough and isn't missing any key information. So hopefully I'll have an actual divorce paper to give him in about 30 days. I'm not rushing her though. I'm letting the professional do her job. Now for the sit down. I asked Angie and Ruth to describe everything in detail on what happened. So I think I accidentally skipped this part. So what she had planned is that her mom and her friend's mom and their families were going to confront them, and she was going to be nowhere around.
Oh, okay.
She's not going to be there when this goes down.
So her family was going to confront them without her.
Yes.
Okay.
So that way she didn't, so she was going to take the kids and go stay at her dad's cabin.
Okay.
Away from all of it, just in case, to be safe. So I think I missed that part. Or maybe she'll touch on it a little more. Okay? I asked Angie and Ruth to describe everything in detail on what happened. Angie, the revenge seeker she is, forced them to sit through a slideshow she put together of all of their texts.
Is that her mom?
That's the friend's mom.
The friend's mom?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I love how on her side her friend is.
They just can't hear you.
Oh.
Okay. Angie, the revenge seeker she is, forced them to sit through a slideshow of all the texts that she had put together. I know a lot of you were concerned about one of them telling on them. Right, I keep not reading this right. I know a lot of you were concerned about them telling them sooner than later, but they were so secretive they didn't even tell their significant others about what happened. So once the slideshow ended, Tyler lunged for Jess, and Joe actually had to force him back to sit down. So Tyler lunged at the friend and tried to attack her.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And Tyler started shouting profanities at Jess and telling her she will regret this. Jess started crying and begging for her parents' forgiveness. Bob looked at his daughter in the eye and told her he will never forgive her for this. Blood or not, she is no daughter of his. He didn't raise his daughter to be that type of person. Jess was always a daddy's girl, so I think that cut her pretty deep. Jess is in the middle of a divorce herself, and her parents were giving her money for the lawyer, and they told her that she will be cut off from them financially and physically. Tyler's dad was irate. According to Ruth, he looked like he was holding back on throttling him. From there, Tyler went straight home. I know this because we have a Ring doorbell camera, along with a few cameras in the house for our kids to keep an eye on them when we aren't right next to them. Tyler came home and saw most of mine and the kids' stuff was gone, and he lost it. He started yelling, screaming, and throwing things, and he trashed the house and even put a few holes in the wall for decoration.
Oh.
When he didn't find us there, he went to my dad's. While I spent most of the day, he was at work While I did spend most of the day while he was at work packing and moving things to my dad's house, we were already staying at his cabin. Tyler took a baseball bat to my dad's door and failed to break it down. My dad's neighbors actually called the cops on him, and he was arrested.
Good.
And his parents refused to bail him out.
Tyler snapped.
Yep. I had a handful of comments saying that I keep getting this every time I read this, it blows my mind. I had a handful of comments telling me I should stay and every man cheats. I should work things out because our marriage was mostly good. I refuse to believe that all men cheat. My parents were married for 20 years, and when my mom passed, my dad never moved on. I watched my dad love my mom for 12 of those years and cherish her, and I will not accept anything less than that kind of love. He never cheated, nor did she. Well, I'm not sure I'll be ready to move on. Failing in love is absolutely the last thing on my mind at the moment. I refuse to let Tyler win and destroy love for me completely. I will move on from this. I'm not sure about him. Good for her.
Yeah,
She's
fuck yeah. I'm
fuck.
so glad that all blew up in their faces and that went exactly in your favor, because that's how it should have gone. And I'm glad that everybody was on your side, as they should be. And
there's a little bit more.
Oh.
Jess started blowing up my phone.
Yeah.
Demanding I fix this situation and
Fix?
And immediately started blaming me. My lawyer told me not to block the texts or calls just in case they spill out any additional information I was missing. She was playing the poor me card so hard. The thing is, though, I never influenced Angie or Bob to cut contact with their daughter. They made that decision on their own. She actually started blaming me for stealing the love of her life. I introduced them when Tyler and I started dating, so I'm not sure where that came from, and that Tyler was only with me for the kids. Honestly, I knew she was just trying to hurt me at that point, but I didn't give her the satisfaction of a response, though. Between her and Tyler, I have about 200 missed calls. Tyler went from begging and pleading for forgiveness from me. Like I said, I didn't have divorce papers to hand him, so he's stuck in an unknown gray area. I also asked Angie and Ruth not to say anything about the divorce to him yet, purely just for my satisfaction, honestly. I know that it's slightly petty, but keeping him in the gray area out of not knowing is my small revenge to him. Good. He then turned to threatening to call the cops on me for kidnapping, telling me Jess wasn't the only one. Bingo, just what I was looking for and what the lawyer was looking for.
Yeah, Jess wasn't the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
He then called me a stuck-up bitch, threatened me more, to begging to forgiveness, and the cycle continued. Honestly, it was just a whiplash of reading those texts, and I'll be lying if I'm saying those texts didn't hurt me and terrify me at the same time. But I refuse to let them break me. Fuck yeah. I love this girl.
Hell yeah.
As for both of them together, I don't think he's going to stay with her. I think he blames her for blowing up our marriage, honestly. Who knows, though? They deserve each other. I was initially okay to do a 50-50 split with Tyler for custody, but after seeing his reaction, I don't feel comfortable with that, and I will be fighting for full custody.
Good.
Jake has about 30 days left of leave saved up that he's going to be using to help the kids and I get settled at my dad's house. And honestly, I have been there in case Tyler shows up and goes crazy again. And Jake is the brother-in-law.
Okay.
He has been such a big help to the kids, and lately I am forever in his debt for this. Last night, after the kids went to bed, he hooked up his Xbox and we played a game called Diablo 4 together to help me take my mind off things. It was fun. However, he did sort of confess that he's always had feelings for me.
God.
Somewhere in the midst of things.
What the fuck?
He also told me not to do or say anything back. He understands a relationship, and anything like that is not on my mind at the moment and won't be for such a long time. And he's not wrong. But he just felt that since we were teenagers, I wanted to get this off my chest, given the situation, and to be fully transparent on my feelings, and that it doesn't come as a surprise later. Okay. Thank you again for all of the support. Your messages it has been one of a giant breath of fresh air to read. Just knowing I have a whole community online willing to go to bat for me and has kept me treading water these past couple days. Your comments have popped into my head when I feel like giving up on leaving him because it's so hard, and gave me so many great points and helpful advice. I know I deserve more, and I can't accept his actions. And to the people who commented relating to my situation, my heart goes out to you as well. This pain is awful, and I hate it so many of you can relate. But your stories have resonated deep within me. You all keep commenting for me, for my strength, for my personal favorite is telling me how proud you are of me. Every time I see those words, I start tearing up. I'm blaming the pregnancy hormones as well. Oh my God, I forgot she was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
But your words have helped me ease that I knew I could do this, and I know this needed to be done. And that's it.
Well, I would like to know how her and Jake are doing, because
oh yeah,
as soon as you said he was helping her move her stuff, I was like, yeah, brother-in-law is in. The fact that his whole family was on her side, like, yeah. And the fact that he was so sweet about being like, I don't want you to even respond. Like, I don't expect a response from you right now is so respectful.
Yeah. It looks like she updated about a year ago on Christmas, said, "Merry Christmas. Jake woke me up and bought all the kids a bunch of presents saying Santa came and he has just been a rock and absolutely wonderful."
Oh, yay. I'm so happy.
And do you know how much that's going to fucking hurt Tyler? Be like, yeah, with your brother now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, get what you deserve. You get what you deserve.
And again, it's like the last story. Like, it's scary. Like, she couldn't find a single thing wrong, and then
her best friend too.
Yeah, and then when they were caught, like he got so violent.
His whole perfect little eating his cake, having his cake and eating it too world crumbled around him, and he was sad about it. Because like he had to punch holes in the wall.
Oh my God, he definitely just suppresses so much rage.
I just can't believe that people really do these things and they think that they're gonna just get away with it for the rest of their lives. Like karma's a real thing. It will come back around to you.
I've always wondered, like, what is so, like, for me, like, I don't think I could ever cheat because, like, even just the action of starting the process I would die of guilt.
I would
too. Die of guilt.
I know we both would.
Like, if I were to come home and like hypothetically I cheated with a partner and I came home like, hey, where were you? I'd be like, I was cheating on you.
I cheated on you.
I'm so sorry. Like,
no, there's literally no way I could even start the process of cheating on somebody. Like I would feel so bad. That's just shitty. If you're not feeling it, break up. Like, and then go fuck whoever you want. Doesn't matter.
Just be single. Like,
yeah.
Don't have a family and then just.
You cannot have both. It just does not ever work out.
And the only time it can work is if you are just like the one in a bajillion couple that can have an open relationship. And believe me, it doesn't work well for most people. It's actually a cliche on these type of stories. Like, oh, I had a threesome and it went bad. It's like, oh, here. And most of the comments when they see stories like that are like, oh shit, here we go again. Because it happens so many times. Like, people just don't know how to talk to each other.
It doesn't ever work out.
Because like that's what I've had to.
You wanted to.
Because I've had to learn like how to talk to people, because like I've been in a relationship where like we didn't talk about anything. Like nobody talked to each other, and it was just all tension all the time, and it was awful. Like just it's crazy how many situations can be solved just by fucking talking to someone. Be like, hey, what's going on?
Talking about it, bringing it up.
Just be like, hey, why you seem upset? What's going on? Like, is something bugging you? Is there like, am I doing something that's bugging you? Like, or if something was bugging me, like I'd find a time like, hey, like the past couple weeks, this has been happening and it's been making me feel this way. I would like to talk about it. Like, okay, I'm putting it out there. Like, rather than just letting it build up to resentment and then shit like this happens.
It's just crazy to me how many of these Reddit stories I hear where these people are like in their 30s and 40s and they are more immature than half of the people that I know.
Exactly.
That are in their
20s,
like their mid 20s.
Like
that's crazy that people still can't grow up after being grown up.
It honestly baffles me, and it scares me that you can be with someone and think that they are your person, and then that just all is shattered with one fucking text. And like, wow, he's been lying to me for months. And like, who knows, like, what, like he said, like there was other people involved. Like, what if he's been cheating on her the entire time with countless people?
Exactly.
It's
exactly like, oh, a doozy. Yeah, you're right. Those were definitely some doozies.
Yeah. So
it's a crazy world out there.
Yeah, so that's our first episode of the show.
A
little rough around the edges, but
sorry, I was nervous.
No, not you. Just like you were great.
Nervous, bro.
No, you're great. I'm just like I'm trying to keep it more low key, but just once we find a sweet spot of what's gonna look good and everything, we'll be more streamlined. But
yeah.
Thank
it was fun though.
Yeah. Subscribe, like, 5-star. I don't know what other rating systems there are, because apparently if you don't say this stuff, people don't do it.
Oh.
And apparently I don't know if this is a real thing, but when you say subscribe, like, the buttons light up.
The bots will know to do it?
Yeah, like YouTube will light up the subscribe button when you say the word. So like
I've
been doing it a couple times. I don't know if that's a thing, but everybody says that.
Oh, I was saying like the bots that are like, like fake subscribers.
Oh yeah, all the bots we're gonna buy.
Like subscribe. Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to pay for my 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, the 500 bots that I bought. I forgot to say subscribe. They didn't
exactly
subscribe.
Well, that's it. Goodbye.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Hags. Have a great summer.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Don't go anywhere. Two Dumb Blondes will be back. Right here